Good morning. Let's make an attempt to illustrate what we have done so far. Name is James. So here on the sales monitor, we have put together all the contexts that will enable us to manage our supermarket or e-shop. That is an online shopping system all in one space, handling both POS, sales, retirements, inventory management, categories, brands, units, suppliers, as well as the handling of the POS terminal activation itself. In previous videos, I showed us how terminals can be activated or deactivated, and when such is the case, when it is inactive, the terminal is vacated instantly. And when it's active, anybody can log on to it. And so our POS still works as we have set it up, even much better now. So we still have the option of logging on to be able to vend to a working customer. For instance, I want to sell to Sunrise. Just type Sunrise and I can sell to Sunrise, and I can scan any available item using the barcode scanner, and if the item is found, definitely it will join the list, as you can see. So you can also just search for the item using the keyboard and pick up the item. So that's basically what we have here. Can increase and decrease as you wish, and the system will still pay attention to all that. Now everything still works out the way it usually works, which is maybe you want to split or you want to pay everything at once. Let's pay for all. Okay, and complete payment. So this still works exactly as we have experienced previously. And for the retirement part, this is the active retirement, which means that this person, whoever it is, who is the person handling this particular terminal, ought to submit a total of 19,700 before he signs out. Of course, the invoices that make them up are here. So if you submit, then your job is done as the vendor. Now, everything here is as we have seen it previously. And if you want to see the invoices that you have vended before now, you can always click the invoices and walk through each one of them. You can watch the splits, you can reprint the code if you want, and so on and so forth. So everything is still the way it was. Now, what we have gone ahead to also activate is the self-service schema. So what do we mean by this self-service schema? Just like what you have in Jumia, right? Just walk in, serve yourself. Place an order, which is what we call sales order. All right. So sales order entails that when you place the order, you can schedule an appointment as per when you are coming for it, and we'll prepare it ahead of time. So when you come, you just pick it up. For now, we have not gone to delivery services because that means we'll have to start dealing with logistics and all. So right now is a walk-in carriage kind of thing. So let's see how that and every other thing works, which is what today's video is all about. So here on the admin section of things, of course, we have also seen how retirement works. For instance, you can see all the active retirements and stuff like that. You can see all the accepted and all the flagged. You understand? So you can see everything. This is retired, but it is pending approval. So if I open it, I can always look at the invoice, check if it is correct, like if the money corresponds to what the personnel sent to me, and then click accept. And that is it. This job is done. So that is about that. Now, let's go straight to inventory management, which is the one that will lead us to the online system. The inventory management entails the product entry, the stock up, and so on and so forth. So for product entries, you can enter a product, key in the barcode or not, enter the brand, the unit, the category belongs to, and so on and so forth. Now, as against having to go all the way to store inventory for the management, you have just a tab to handle everything that has to do with the product, the categories, the brands, the units, the suppliers. So let's look at how to handle. Let's start with categorization. So let's say you have to create your categories. Even when you're creating your category, you can decide whether it has a subcategory, in which case you have to pick up the subcategory it belongs to, and whether you are creating, you can add a fresh category. So let's say right now we want to add snacks. Okay, so basically snacks does not have anybody else as a category holder. However, maybe now that I have snacks, I can decide to make cookies and snacks a subcategory of the snacks parents. So all I have to do is click on it. Click on the cookies and snacks, and then make main category snacks, and that is it. So what it means is that cookies and snacks is now a subcategory of snacks, which is also evident when we come to this place where we have the list of categories, right? Or where we have the list of categories in the e-shop, that is the online shop. Okay, of course, if you create anything here, you can always delete it, especially if it is not engaged. Engaged means a product is using it. So all those ones without engaged, anyone that is not engaged, you will see a red button that you can use to delete it if you want. And that is all it requires. Now, let's look at the branding. Branding is very essential. We want to know what products we usually sell, right? By their brands: LG, Samsung, Peak Milk, Quaker, Mug Shots, stuff like that. We want to know what kind of brands are available for you to sell, or what kind of brands that you sell. You can always group items accordingly using those brands. Yeah. Okay. So then the next one is unit, or what you call UOM, unit of measurement, right? So unit of measurement is also very essential, because some items are sold in cartons, while others are sold in bags, and others are sold in packets, packs, and sets and tins. Now, for each one of these each one of these items, there is need for you to tag it with the accurate UOM, so that when it is being sold, that particular UOM will be used in mapping the quantities. Okay, so on that note, to edit or delete is exactly the same thing as what we have seen before. You can delete, you can add a new one, and you can edit a previous one. Okay, so that's about categories, brands, and units. What about products and suppliers? The reason I left those two as last is because they are the most important aspect of the inventory management. Let's look at the suppliers. So here, Morgan Bakeries is the one who is in charge of about 2 products, while Nike Sports is in charge of, again, 2 products. Optic Constant is in charge of about 5 products. How did I get in that? How did I get those items? So let's say we want to add Dangote Refinery for sugar. So we simply include Dangote, in fact, Dangote Group. Okay, the contact person there might be Emmanuel. Okay, and the phone number that we will always contact may be 0800867, and the email address is ema@dangotegroup.com. The address is probably somewhere in Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, Nigeria. And that is their address. This is all I need to be able to create. I need this information to be able to add any particular person as a supplier in our system. Now, the next question is, what do they supply? This is the list of all the items that are in your shop. You can always go to next to find more items. So let's say that they are in charge of supplying you tungsten or NASCO shortbread. All you need to do is click a checkbox here and it joins supplying list. If they also are in charge of supplying cowbell milk, click the checkbox there and it joins the list. If you are no longer interested in buying cowbell from them, click the X box there and they leave the list. So right now you can easily see that Dangote supplies only NASCO bread, even when I have other items that maybe other people supply us. So let me make it 2 or 3. Let's add cowbell milk to it. So now there are 3 items that Dangote Group supplies us. So if I close this, you'll see Dangote Group is right here and it supplies us 3 products right there. So we can always view their purchase orders. Purchase order here is the list of items that we have requested from them, and we can always go to the same place, the same purchase order, to place any order for any of the items that is in the list of what they can supply. Okay, that's one by the way. Now let's look at the products themselves. So these products here, as you can see, you can at a glance you can easily see the barcodes. You can see their names and the categories they belong to. You can easily see their stock based on what's the current stock up and what quantity has been sold and what quantity is awaiting collection. We'll get to it. That is what I call escrow. We'll get to that point. Now, the purchasing price is right here. That is the cost price, while the selling price is right here. And the question will be, how do I arrive at these? It's very simple. So let's start from, first of all, adding a new product. As a way of advice, always ensure that your image is high quality. About 800 by 800 pixel is the most acceptable. If you have anything different, of course, the system will still try as much as possible to organize it. But if you have a consistent picture size, 800 by 800, you will always have a beautiful display on both sides of the system. That is, both on the side of POS and on the side of the individuals buying items. Okay, so that is about that. Now let's look at how to add products. Again, this is the all products schema. We currently have about just 16 items. If you want to add more, just new product. Let's say what we want to add now is sugar, and it's Dangote sugar, right? Now, the barcode maybe, yeah, you just have to find what barcode you are interested in using, and if you already have the sugar or what do you call it, sample, all you need to do is again pick up your barcode scanner, scan it, and that is it. The product's UID takes up the barcode. And we have also added a gimmick to this. Let's say you actually didn't have a barcode, you want to generate yours. You still have the opportunity. Just enter the number, unique number you want to identify this item with, and then click print right here. And the system will print a set of barcodes for you that are valid, and should you scan them, it will give you exactly the context of Dangote sugar, which is the contents here. So you can even see that it has a description of what it contains and all that. Okay, so that is a helper function that we have craftily included. Now, again, you have the categories, right? You already saw the schematics for adding categories to your system. However, if you come to this place and the category you are looking for is not there, you don't have to go all the way out. Just click the plus button there and add sugar, for example, and submit. So the system will save that and automatically make it the selected item on the category. The same thing with anywhere you see the plus button here. So the brand, perhaps the brand is Dangote, and you want to be sure that you have that properly covered. So you cover it up, and then unit is usually a pack or a packet. So yeah, we have it. And then the opening stock. Right now, let's make it 100 packets. Now, what is your low stock alert? You have two options of keying in this low stock alert. You can just enter it here and save it, and the system will recognize that at all times. Or you can do that in reorder level schematics. We will get there. Anything you change in reorder level will definitely change what you have in your low stock alert, because low stock alert is saying when you hit the reorder level, which is the low stock, alert the correspondent so that the person will make arrangement for restocking. All right. So based on that, let's see the rest. So remember, anywhere you see a plus, that means you can do a few more things like add a new item there. But anywhere you see a question mark, that's a hint. For instance, you can see this one. It tells you use this field to set your opening stock for this product. And there is a warning. Changing this will override current available stock. So if you had 20 and you came to this place to change your opening stock to 100, it changes your opening stock immediately. That's your available stock immediately to 100. So consider this the only manual interface for correction of current stock. Okay, so that is about that. Now, to continue with this progress, you can either save immediately and let it be, or you can save and continue. So save and continue will go to the next tab, but save means maybe you just came up with an edit, you just made an edit and you want to just save quickly and go. So right now, let's do save and edit. Save and continue to go to the next tab, which is the descriptions. Now, when we get to descriptions, it's simple. Basically, as you can see, it looks like Microsoft Word format, which means you can create a full-fledged document if you want. But usually I like keeping it simple, right? So for quick reference, let's go to maybe Jumia and look for sugar, their name. I want to also get the image. So you can see it's 8,000 naira a packet. So, but this is what I'm looking for. So this description, I just copy the description